Have you ever wondered why?
When?
How much?
What if?
Well, you're in luck, because you're listening to the Hypotheticast.
3 best buds.
On a mission.
To ask all the questions?
And get all the answers.
I was born with both guns blazing, and I do think I'm amazing. You got the dignity to feel a little about yourself. I don't care what your preacher says. I got my own vicious ways. Only got one commandment and it goes, I'm killing it. I'm killing it. I'm killing it.
Ba-da-da-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum. Jock jams.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was just brought back to a moment when I checked out that CD from the library.
Oh my God.
And I put it in my computer, and my computer had speakers built into the monitor, and I turned it all the way up, and it blew out the speakers. I pretended I was dunking a plastic basketball on a pull-up bar to that album when I ruined my parents' computer. Welcome to the Hypotheticast.
You were just a little jock who needed to jam.
Yeah, and I still am, but I'm a big jock, and I need a big jam now.
That's actually still his alarm clock. Every morning, the entirety of Jock Jams plays in his room, and then he just comes running out of the door.
Mm-hmm. It takes me a while to get dressed in my American flag garb, but once I do, I blast out of that room. It's so fun.
And he makes me dump an entire quart of Gatorade on his head when he comes out
just
of his
the powder
room.
Though. I don't like it with water, just the powder.
Yeah, just the powdery Gatorade. Oh my gosh. I'm Mike, by the way. Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Mike. I'm Emily.
And I'm Mr. Gatorade, heir to the Gatorade fortune.
Hey, Mr. Gatorade. We're in the middle of March Madness here on the Hypotheticast.
Yeah.
And
it's so crazy. It's mad.
And yes, it's mad. The good kind of madness. We've been having a blast. We're determining the ultimate winner of our Would You Rathers. And this, I think we've also decided, is the ultimate Would You Rather of all time.
Yep.
So prepare to bring this to every sleepover you go to from here on out, because this is it. This is the one.
I'm sure Reddit is going to probably break because so many people will be discussing it, and it's going to be big.
Have either of you been on our Hypotheticast recently on Reddit? our subreddit of Hypotheticast?
No, I stopped tuning in when it was just somehow every selfie I took, people just hack my phone and post it on that. And I was like, I don't need to see these again. I know how good I look.
Was it just one user?
Yeah.
Just one user posting them every 30 minutes. It would be a new selfie and it'd be like, look at little Dave. There's my boy.
And I'd be like, I'm Big Dave. You dick.
Looking tasty.
Looking tasty. That's all the subreddit
That actually
was
happens
in.
Sometimes. I've gone to a couple subreddits where I'm like, oh, there's a subreddit for this comedian that I really like. And then I'm like, oh, it's just horny people.
Oh, damn.
And there's only 2 of them. There's 2 different users posting
pictures of Jerry Seinfeld, your favorite comedian.
Horny for Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld subreddit? That would be so funny to me.
Well, anyway, you have also been participating in we made a Facebook event. Turns out the event can only be 2 weeks long, so I'm going to make another one for the second half of March Madness.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of submissions for the guesses from last week, and I'm not going to reveal the standings in their total yet, but I will say only one person got every single answer right. So if you're just joining us this week, sorry, you can't go back and fill out the form because we released that episode already.
Unless you promise that you haven't listened to that episode and you do the thing where you get some wrong on purpose, like I did on some tests that I cheated on.
Or you could go and do it.
Yeah. And
just
we'll
for
know.
fun.
We'll know, and we won't include you in the prizes, but you can still do it
yeah.
for fun. And you
you
know
won't
you'll
get
be
a prize, but you
honest.
can do it for fun. We like fun.
Maybe
we'll
give out a participation prize to the person who participates the most.
Yeah, whoever guesses the most.
not right guesses, but just somebody who participates
just
somehow the
a
most.
lot.
All right, we got a bunch. We got the right side of the bracket to do. We got 8 more Would You Rathers to decide.
God.
So we got to get into it right now. All right. These are all submitted by you. Well, maybe they were submitted by people who aren't listening to the podcast, but that's fine.
It's possible.
First one comes to us from Lauren, who I think Emily knows.
Yeah.
This question is, would you rather never have your favorite sweet again, or every time you have it, you have to eat a bucket of it?
So when I check into a hotel, they just put me in whatever room.
Yeah, that's the kind of sweet.
Do you have favorite sweets at all the hotels in America?
Most hotels.
Yeah.
I haven't been to a lot in Connecticut, but otherwise, yes, I have my spots.
When David checks in, he's like, I need the sweet. And he doesn't even care. Like, he's like, just put me in the sweet.
It'll be
and
the
then
usual.
Wink, wink. Okay, so here's my question. What do you think you have to eat a whole bucket? Does it mean like literally in one sitting, or like over the course of a day?
I think if you ever want to eat that thing, you have to eat a bucket of it in that sitting. Like, I don't think you get a day.
Yeah.
I don't think you get like an extended period of time.
So then my next question is, are we talking like a Sweet Martha's cookies bucket?
5-gallon bucket from Home Depot.
Right, like one of those big
Or
clunkers.
little tiny sand bucket for kids on the beach. That's a bucket.
When I think of food served by the bucket, I clearly think of chicken, which doesn't apply here because the chicken is not sweet. Have you ever had sweet?
Could be.
Have you had sweet chicken?
Hell yeah, honey on the outside, so good.
Okay, but like a little honey's different from, I guess honey barbecue would count.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would say like a KFC bucket. So we're talking like Sweet Martha size bucket is a good
That's a
comparison.
lot of candy.
It is a lot, but it also kind of depends. I don't actually really know what my favorite sweet is. I think I would say ice cream, but
that's so much.
I also really like cake. It is a lot.
Sitting. Oh, do you? Okay, I guess in the spirit of the question, do we also have to finish that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Like I would say here's what I think how it works. If you want to have that sweet, you have to eat a bucket of it, or you never get to eat it again after that if you don't finish the bucket. So you can only eat it in units of one bucket at a time.
It's really sad.
I feel like there's only one answer. I feel like no one can enjoy a sweet after eating a whole Sweet Martha's bucket of it in one sitting, unless that sweet is cotton candy. Cotton candy is like the only thing
I had that
you can
too.
eat that much of. That is not my favorite.
I
think the answer to this question is just, I have to never eat that sweet again. Like, we're all losing.
But see, my silver lining to this is that like, I have not met many sweets that I'm not into. That's not true. There are a few, but I really like sweets of all kinds. And so if the saddest thing happened and someone was like, you can't eat ice cream anymore because you can't eat a whole bucket at once, you dumb loser, that would be sad. But I could then just, every time I want ice cream, I could be sad about it for a little bit and then like emotionally buy myself an entire chocolate cake and then just eat that.
Right, but you wouldn't have to finish it because of the magic. Right. You could just eat however much of it. Right. Yeah, I think that'd be okay.
All right, we got to vote. We got to vote. No more discussion right now. 1 or 2. Number 1 is never again. Number 2 is bucket. 3, 2, 1. Never again.
Never
we
again.
all say never.
Unanimous.
Never. And me as ice cream too. I would be giving it up. And that sucks.
Yeah.
Like for canon, when
suck.
we come back to this question, it's ice cream and it will be. And that hurts.
Okay. Yeah. I never said what mine is. Honestly, I think it would be like, oh man, peanut butter chocolate, like Reese's, like a peanut butter chocolate. Yeah. And in the spirit of not just picking a brand, I would say maybe anything with both peanut butter and chocolate in it.
See, that's the thing is I was like, what if my favorite thing is technically Rocky Road ice cream with some almonds and peanut butter? It's like, but that's cheating.
We'll get into that later. Right now, we got to move on to another Would You Rather from Chris. This one is, would you rather never leave where you live again or move to someplace different every 30 days? This was discussed on our Hypotheticast fan page, and we had a good discussion on there. This is a tough one.
Yeah.
It is. I'm going to pick never leave, which is very sad. I like to travel. Moving sucks.
Yeah.
And I like a lot of the things that I really care about like community.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like having a home base, like home, feels really important to me.
This is one of those questions that's kind of, I have to question some of the logistics because it's like economically moving every 30 days sucks.
Yeah.
So I would say if the Would You Rather Witch was like, here's like a stipend of like $500 a month. Maybe it would have to probably be even more than that.
Oh, yeah.
To move every time. Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how much, $2,000 a month. Like,
I'd say 5.
let's say this. Just, I don't know if we want to settle on this, but if it was fully paid for and you could live anywhere, no worry about cost, and you could keep doing an equivalent job to whatever you're doing now, or you could change jobs, whatever, but the living costs were not a factor, would that make any difference to you? Because that make a difference to me. Because like logistically, I would hate to have to move every month if it was all dependent on me arranging. Because just even moving out of a place I've lived for years and having to move in a month is a pain. Yeah. You know, I'd constantly be packing. I'd never unpack.
No, but like even if it was like, I mean, I imagine what you're saying is correct. It would be like a moving crew and like all of that would be paid for and done for you. That's great. But I love making a home. Like I've been living in this house for like 2.5 years and I'm still very much like planning out things that I want to do in different like ways I want to change the art, and like it feels more and more like home every day. And also like the things that I love to work on, like music and theater, and that stuff is done like by a community together. And I think the pandemic has like highlighted that even more, that like being able to occupy like home based space with those people is a really key part in making that kind of work. So maybe if I was like a painter or a novelist or something, that would be more appealing to me. But no, I'm a homebody, and I know that this pandemic has changed what that means a little bit. Right. But I can't move every 30 days. I just couldn't do it.
Here's my question. I just have one logistical question.
You got 30 seconds.
All right, that's perfect. That's all I need. Is an RV moving all the time or staying home all the time?
As long as you're parking it somewhere different every 30 days, it counts.
RV, baby. That's the excuse I need. All right, I know why I'm voting. Oh, yeah, let's go.
I feel like you were on the verge of buying an RV anyway, and now somebody was
exactly.
like,
that
what
pushed
if I
me right over
you?
the edge. I'll pay you to move all the time in an RV.
All right.
Davies sold.
Okay, let's vote. 1 is never leave. 2 is always move.
Always leave.
3, 2, 1. Oh, David and I are both always moving.
Yes.
Emily wants to say, sorry, Emily, you have to always move because we voted for that.
You have to move with us every month.
Shit.
That's kind of wild because in almost every other circumstance, I would be with Emily. I love homes, but RVs are homes.
I mean, I'm also on the fence, but there's something about being able, especially if we qualify it by saying that it is paid for. Like that is huge.
That helps even it out a little bit.
But it does make it even, but still even not perfect. Okay, we got to move on. Next question is from Lori. Thank you, Lori. This is, would you rather be a god or a monster?
Monster. Because I think the implication of God is responsibility. Demigods usually don't have a ton of responsibility and they can kind of fuck around. Like a demon is more like a monster. A god, you have a domain. You're in charge of stuff. I don't want that. I just want to be a little guy. I want to show up like a spirit or maybe a beast of some kind. That's the life. I feel like I am a monster a little bit deep down.
I feel like
That's true.
Yeah.
Greek gods and goddesses weren't responsible.
Well, they were supposed to be.
They were, but they weren't.
Well, you're right. And that sucked, right? Like being a person, like that wasn't good. That's like saying, well, to be a person, you don't have to have empathy because some people don't. It's like, that's not good.
But gods can do, like, could I be like the god of something and I could be responsible for that one thing?
Like what? What do you want to be the god of? Like oranges or like grapefruits.
Jewels. Yeah, oranges. Grapefruits.
Wow,
I'm the god of grapefruits.
Wow.
I love that. I just had
in.
my first grapefruit of the season and it was so good.
Sweet. And you could be in charge of that.
Grapefruits. Yes. Wow. Yes, because then I could like make sure grapefruits happen, but then otherwise I could just like live in a palace and like be magical. And being a monster, like that carries so much stigma and like you're gonna freak so many people out. It's gonna be hard to make friends.
I think you're thinking of monsters in the wrong light. in a very Western light.
Wait, Emily, let me throw this out there.
Ooh.
Monster in my pocket. Ever heard of it? They're friendly monsters in your pocket.
In your pocket.
You've just...
I
Emily,
haven't.
when I just said that, you froze like I was saying something filthy or something.
Monster.
I was just trying to really like follow what you were saying, and I haven't heard of it. And I guess it sounds cute, but no, I want to be a god.
I think David is thinking, I'm going to give it like 30 seconds here and then we got to vote. But I think David is like thinking a monster along the lines of like a mischievous creature.
Yeah.
Like a gremlin or a ghoulie. Why can't I think of any other
I don't know,
mischievous?
a critter.
Yeah, a critter,
Like-
yeah.
Grover.
Sure, yeah, Grover's a monster.
Grover's a monster.
He's a
He's the
monster.
monster. He's the most terrifying monster at the end of the book.
He's a monster at the end of the
He's
book.
there.
I understand. I feel you, and I think it's only right that David will want that, but I don't want that.
That's fair.
Okay,
No, I
we gotta
respect you.
vote.
Grapefruit God, I respect you.
Number 1, God. Number 2, monster. 3, 2, 1, monster.
Yeah, monster.
Of course, I voted for monster.
Yeah, how could you not?
I kind of
know.
like that. I kind of like that.
He's a Halloween guy.
I asked the question. You guys make your case,
And
and
then
then
we
I
don't
kind
know
of
how
don't
you're gonna-
say.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
kind
you're
of
the tiebreaker.
suspenseful.
It's kind of a fun little tiebreaker. I like it.
You do make some good points.
Thank you.
I feel like what
I
is
think he was talking to
he
me.
was.
okay. We got to move on. Next question comes from Agnes. I think Emily knows Agnes as well. This question is, would you rather have every choice of drink available to you at any moment, but everything is carbonated, or have any food available to you at any moment, but everything is shades of gray?
But it tastes good.
It's normal food,
Normal
but it just
food
looks
tastes-
gray.
Oh. Carbonated. That's fun.
Oh, I'm going with the shades of gray.
Lil Bubs, baby. I love a Lil Bub.
Beverages. I love
Lil
beverages. I've been
Bub.
thinking about this a lot lately, and like some of them would not be good
Like what?
carbonated
Milk
at
would be
all.
awesome. Give me another one.
Ew, gross. Coffee,
Milk.
tea,
Coffee, yeah, hell yeah.
milk,
Tea would be good. You ever heard of bubble tea?
wine.
Wine.
Yeah.
I have had and will continue
I'm
to have carbonated wine.
Currently drinking carbonated wine.
Pretty good,
Yeah.
huh?
Right now, but I really love that I have the option to drink
Sure.
non-carbonated red wine.
Yeah, that's nice.
I just really like beverages and food. It would be hard to get used to, but if it tasted the same,
I am actually really curious because I know what everything being carbonated, what effect that would have on my mouth. I can picture all that. Picture, in quotes, all that. I don't know what effect everything being gray would have because I think we underestimate how much we eat with our eyes. I think I would have to close my eyes a lot. I'd be like, all right, here comes the pizza. And I would just have to be like, get in there, little buddy, and close
have
those
you guys
peepers.
listened to the podcast Decoder Ring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a blue food
Yeah.
episode.
Oh, I didn't listen to that one, but
It's good.
It's good.
there was a Netflix science kids show that I've watched in school on my off days when I don't feel like making a lesson. Just kidding, I'm a good teacher.
Gotcha.
But I'm just throwing on Netflix today, kids. I'm gonna be at my desk if you need me. There's
pick.
one about the senses, and they do all these experiments where they made foods look gross, even though they were just
Yeah.
the normal foods, and like. The kids were legitimately grossed out. Like, you just don't want to eat something. Now,
Yeah.
gray isn't
Gray's
like the
not super
worst thing
gross,
it could
yeah.
look like, but it probably would affect how you eat food. Plus, I'm going to say, just to tip my hand,
Oh my
most
God.
of the things I drink are carbonated anyway. So it wouldn't be that
Man,
big a
I'm
deal.
having a
Emily.
rough go of it
See,
here.
I don't
what's
know.
happening right now is I'm coming around to the gray food thing because I agree. Like, I'm literally drinking non-carbonated wine right now, and I would miss it. I'd miss it.
Right?
It'd
And
be
like
sad.
just a hot cup of black coffee.
Yeah, I don't want bubs in there.
Ugh, that would be so
Little
tragic.
Bubs. Okay, we got to vote. Number 1 is always carbonated.
Bubs.
Number 2 is always gray.
Flubs.
3, 2, 1. Boom! Carbonated.
I want
David's
them. I
going
want
with
the bubs, baby. Bub
David
me
wants
up.
the bubs.
Dang it.
Bub me.
Okay. Next, would you rather comes from Adam. Adam asks, would you rather in one sitting, oh God, this is terrible. Would you rather in one sitting have to eat an entire freshly cut human hand at body temperature or live without any skin for 24 hours? Yes,
Adam.
it describes it. Yes, you are oozy and it hurts and you might pick up some fuzzies, but after 24 hours you are back to normal.
I hate it.
Wait, okay. Really, this sort of harkens back to some early, just nasty would you rathers that we've done on this show.
Yeah.
Like, we had a lot of would you rather eat this gross thing or be bathed in this gross thing? Because we were just sort of dipping
Classic
our toes
combo.
into those classic would you rathers. And I think we've sort of moved past those, and it's good to be reminded of where we've come from.
Oh, yeah.
I would eat that hand.
Same. I would worry about getting hurt and getting my muscles caught on things. Like, what if I catch on it and it snaps?
That sounds like enough pain to drive you crazy for the rest of your life.
I'll eat a hand.
Then the rest of your life would just be you being nuts.
I'll eat a hand right now.
No.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, well, honestly, I think we just got to vote. We got to vote. We got to keep it moving.
Okay.
Let's do it. Number 1 is eating the hand. 2 is no skin. 3, 2, 1. We're all eating the hand.
Yes.
Whew.
Take that.
Emily was
Adam's
worried.
no skin day. Gee, that is both of those are really bad. But then when you think about it, one is just incredibly dangerous and terrifying.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Next one comes from Rainey. Thank you, Rainey. This one says, would you rather every 9 years you lose one finger in a freak accident,
Whoa.
or every 9th time you go to the bathroom, it's in a porta potty?
Ooh. Oh, wow. So both of these have a lot of fate in them.
And I would say the porta potty thing, like, you don't necessarily have to find it. I would say a porta potty appears in the nearest logical place, but you have to use it.
I would say both of these are governed by destiny a lot. And so I think it just works out that every 9th time you have to go to the bathroom, you are locked out of your house, in public, somewhere outside, at your work, but the pipes are shut off, et cetera. You can't use the normal one, and you are forced to use the porta potty. Wow.
Yeah.
What if it's right now and I literally almost never leave my house?
Well, then your pipes will
porta potty,
break, and you have to go to the construction site next door or something. Destiny will make it work. The monkey's paw will make it happen.
Like your pipes would break, and then they would be like, okay, we've set up a porta potty out on the street for people to use.
This is really challenging, but I'm going to go with the porta potty.
It's tough. A finger every 9 years is, I don't know. 9 years,
1, 2, 3, 4,
you're not going to lose all your fingers, probably. No. Like, I'd have to live to be 130 for that to happen. But even losing one finger is nasty. I don't want to lose a finger.
It would just be kind of like traumatic every time, and you'd have to relearn to do so many things. And then like knowing that it was just going to happen all over again, that would just be very like daunting. And I think you'd just get used to porta potties. I don't know. Okay,
we got to vote. Let's go. Yeah. Unless anyone have final thoughts before we vote. Okay.
I just think that since I can't decide what finger it is, that's scary. If I could do that, then random. It would be nice. But otherwise, like, they're too important.
Nice.
Number 1 is finger. 2 is porta potty. 3, 2, 1.
2.
Porta potty.
Okay, so all of us voted for porta potty.
We did.
Yes.
We got 2 left, and these I will tell you right now. These are both from John Bliss, who by far submitted the most. So I decided I wanted to get a variety, but I was like, John has submitted so many good ones. I'm going to take a couple from him. So the first one is: would you rather gain magical powers through studying, so you know exactly what you can and do and how it works, or gain it through random happenstance, so you're never quite sure what will happen when?
Ooh.
So like you have to work for the powers, but you do know them better. Or you can just suddenly randomly get powers and kind of have to discover it on your own.
Wow.
It's kind of like Harry Potter versus Spider-Man. Like you have to like work at it, or you have to just suddenly be like, I think Spider-Man's a good example, right? He just kind of randomly got powers.
And didn't really understand it for a while, and kind of had to just grow into them rather than like making them up. Yeah. It's a classic wizard sorcerer divide in D&D magic as well.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I feel like intellectually I want to say, oh, I want to learn because then I could have like more ownership of it. And like there's like a pride in that and like just more of a wisdom that would come with that. But I also know that just like at the end of the day, I really like being lazy. So I would probably like if I'm really like right now, I want to be like studying.
Tomorrow, what
later
are you gonna
in a
be?
dark alley
Yeah.
when the Would You Rather witch comes up to me and opens a little box and she's like, pick one. I would probably pick.
Yeah.
Just give me those powers, baby.
Having just watched Castle in the Sky, her little amulet is very vaguely powered by something. And it just sort of kicks in whenever she's in danger. And I really like powers like that because they imply that they're sort of being controlled by a force that understands where I need to be and what I need to have. And so to have those kind of powers will be kind of neat because I could just trust that they'll kick in when they need to. And if they don't, I still got my little David body to help me out.
Okay.
That's kind of a fun adventure and makes me feel more like a protagonist in a Steven Universe episode, which I'm into.
All right. I think we got to vote. So you're gaining the powers through number 1, studying, or number 2, randomly.
Oh, this is still hard.
Get ready.
Though.
3, 2, 1. We're all voting for number 2.
Yes.
Random powers it is. We're all just going to have to figure it out together.
I will say I am predisposed to voting for number 2, and you know why.
Okay.
We know why, David. You love poop. Did I tell you guys that Edie says poop now?
Oh, that is
No.
great news. How did you not drop that immediately when this call began?
I don't
Does
know.
she say poop now?
No, she says, this is how she says it. Pop. Pop.
Does
I
she
like
always
that-
sound so sad?
No, she just has like a little vocal fry sometimes.
Yeah, she
and
does.
it's like we'll say like, Edie, did you poop? Pop. And then she'll point to her butt.
And does that mean yes then or no?
Well, that's kind of the problem. Like she's kind of the girl who cried pop.
That makes me so happy.
It's pretty great.
Well, that concludes the bulk of our episode. I will use our last John Bliss submission for our no questions asked, where I will ask you the question and then we will not discuss it. You just have to give your answer. And I think instead of voting, like just shout out your answer and we'll just do it that so we can hear it this last one. That'll be fine. All right. Well, thank you for joining us for March Madness. David, anything you want to plug?
Yeah. I was just on an investing podcast with my best buddy, Warren Buffett. It's called Buff It or Lose It. And I greatly enjoyed myself. I think he's going to be my new grandpa. Also, I have a question. Is he dead?
All right, Emily, anything you want to plug?
Leslie Vincent and I have an album coming out in April. I'll talk more about it as that approaches, but it's called Side by Side. If you follow us on social media at The Champagne Drops, you will find more information about how to pre-order it. It's going to be really cute.
And I will say, keep watching our Facebook Hypotheticast page and the Hypotheticast fan collaboratory. If you're not in that, we will have the event going for March Madness. You can vote, although you can't vote for this round because we just released this episode. But you can play along, and we'll have fun stuff. We'll keep it going. Yeah. That is it. Our last Would You Rather, no questions asked. It's from John Bliss, like I said. Would you rather gain the ability to see as many colors as a manta shrimp or have a prehensile tail? So shrimp or tail, don't think about it. Vote 3, 2, 1. Tail.
Shrimp.
Oh, Dave and I said tail. Emily said shrimp.
Shrimp.
We're going with the tail.
Sorry, Emily.
Sorry, Emily.
You can go look at things in the water while we swing around. Goodbye.
Hey, goodbye, everyone.
I'm marching, cause I'm gonna
Theme music by Jaden James and the Hunger. Logo by Christian Hagen. Edited by David Gucci. If you want more of our hypothetical content, join our Facebook group or like our posts on Twitter or Instagram or give us some stars and a review on iTunes or wherever the heck you get your podcasts. I mean, I still don't want to see all the colors. I'm scared.
Are you scared of colors? Are you scared of the beauty this world can hold?
The amount of colors that God gave my eyes is exactly how many my heart can take.